Welcome to EasyEuge, the channel to help you to learn maths super easy, super fast. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to multiply decimal numbers. So if you're ready, let's get started. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click like on this video. And make sure that you watch all the way through to the end for question of the day. Let's start with a nice easy example like 0.2 multiplied by 0.4. So you can see these are decimal numbers because they have a point somewhere in each of the numbers. So let's start by writing that down, 0.2, and when we multiply, we use this little symbol X, and we put the other number on the bottom. So the trick to multiplying decimals, before you even start, let's count the number of decimal places in each of these two numbers. So 0.2 has one decimal place, that's it there, that's the 2. And 0.4 has another one decimal place. So there's a total of 2 decimal places. Okay, and we're going to remember that for the end of this calculation. So let's go ahead and multiply this out without the decimal points. Okay, so let's just imagine those decimal points are not there. So this would very simply become 2 multiplied by 4. Because I've taken away the decimal point and that becomes 0.2. And 0.2 is very simply 2. And if I take away this decimal point, 0.4 is very simply 4. So the question is 2 by 4, which is 8. So if the answer is 8, remember we took out 2 decimal places at the start. Let's add them back in. So if I write down 8, and if I put my decimal point there, because that's where it is, 8 is the same as 8.0. If I add my 2 decimal places back in, I simply just move to the left 2 places. 1, 2. And my decimal point goes there. And whenever I have a space, I can put a 0 in there. So the answer is 0.08. 0.08, which is also the same as 0.08. So this is a handy method for multiplying decimal numbers by taking away the points before we start. Let's do that again with question 2. 0.3 multiplied by 2. Now very interestingly, 2 is not showing here as a decimal number. We don't have the point. So that's the same as 2.0. Okay. So we could rewrite this whole question as 0.3 multiplied by 2. So I don't have to add in the decimal point. Now remember what we learned over here. We took out the decimal places. Let's do the same here. In this one, how many decimal places have we got? In 0.3 we just have 1. That's it there. That's 1 decimal place. And this 2 doesn't have a decimal place at all. So we're taking out 1 decimal place. So this can be rewritten as 3 multiplied by 2, because we've taken that decimal point away. 3 by 2 is 6. And remember, we took 1 decimal point out, so let's add it back in. 6 is the same as 6.0. So let's jump back 1 place and we put it here. So the answer is 0.6. 0.6. For our next example, we have 0.124 multiplied by 0.2. So let's use what we've learned. Let's write that down as 0.124 multiplied by 0.2. So let's take away this decimal point. Let's jump it out. So to get rid of that decimal point, we would need to move it 1, 2, 3 times to get it out, because there's 3 decimal places. Let's move it out 3 times. 0.2, to get rid of that decimal point, we would jump it out once to get it to there, because we've one decimal place, so we've moved that away one time. So we have moved the decimal point 4 times in total. So this is now very simply 124 multiplied by 2, because we've got rid of the decimal point here by jumping it out 3 times, and we've got rid of the decimal point here by jumping it out once. So let's do our calculation and remember to add in 4 decimal places to our answer. So what we take out, we have to put back in. So this is a long multiplication question now. So to learn multiplication and to learn more, I have a video called Long Multiplication on my YouTube channel. So let's go straight ahead and multiply this out. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. Then simply 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Then 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. So the answer is 248. So let me write that down, 248. Let's add back in 4 decimal points. So we'll start here. Okay, 248, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. The decimal point ends up over here. Whenever we have a blank space, we can put in a 0, and be very careful to make sure that you add in that 0, because it's very important for the answer. So the answer now is 0.0248. Let's rewrite that to make it look a bit more neat. It's 0.0248. It's a super tricky question, and this is a great method to help you multiply decimal numbers by making the decimal numbers easier at the start. You do your multiplication and then you add your decimal places back in. The next example is 4.32 multiplied by 0.12. So let's write this down. 4.32 multiplied by 0.12. So before we start to multiply the decimals, let's use the trick that we've learned. Let's get rid of these decimal points. We can jump that one out twice. 1, 2 to get rid of it, because there's 2 decimal places. Let's get rid of this decimal point. 1, 2. We've moved it 2 places to get rid of it. So we've moved the decimal point in total 4 times. So this can be rewritten now as 432 multiplied by 12. So this has turned into a long multiplication question. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 2 3s are 6. 2 4s are 8. We're finished with the 2. So we're going to move over and use the 1. So when we move in by 1, we have to add a 0 in our answer area, because we're actually multiplying by a 10. That is a 10. So 1 2 is 2. 1 3 is 3. 1 4 is 4. And we keep our numbers neatly stacked, and again you'll see this in the long multiplication video on YouTube. And we simply add the numbers. 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. That's 1 carried a 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. That's our answer, 5184. And remember at the end to move your decimal points back in. So let me just write that down for a moment. 5184 is the same as 5184.0. Okay. And let's move that decimal point back in 4 places. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. There. So the answer is 0.5184. Let's write that again to make it look neater. 0.5184. And there's your answer. Welcome to question of the day. What is 2.14 multiplied by 0.3? So to work this one out, remember to use what you've learned in the video So remember to move out those decimal points, do the multiplication, and then add those decimal points back in to get your answer. So good luck with this one. Do give it a try. And when you get your answer, leave it in the comments of the video. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one.